Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Zach Peters podcast. I am Zach. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to make content or record any of my sermons or my devotions or my lessons for the youth. But hopefully, over the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to jump back in and start making some content for you. We're going to start with smaller, bite-sized pieces of stuff. Honestly, it might not be more than a couple of minutes, but hopefully it will be encouraging. And this week in particular, I just want to reflect a little bit on the fact that my younger brother, who passed away 7 years ago, and how that impacted my life, what it looks like 7 years from that moment, because my perspective has changed, things have changed. I've grown in that suffering, in that unfortunate thing that has happened, but what God has done has been very encouraging. So I just want to share a reflection about that. My brother passing away a little over 7 years ago now. To take knowledge and instruction and apply it to your life is the goal of learning. Let me say that again. To take knowledge and instruction and apply it to your life is the goal of learning, whether you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, at trade school, whether you're learning something new on the job, whether you're learning a new hobby, or whether you're learning a new skill. That's the point of it, to take things that you see, you hear, you experience, gain understanding about them, and apply it to your life. That is the learning process. And that process requires at least two things. Number one, information to be given or to be discovered. And two, a time when that information combines with life experience to create wisdom and learning. Like measurements finding clarity while baking or building, to experience something solidifies the usefulness of that information. For me, one of the easiest ways that I learned about measurements, in particular fraction measurements, is literally measuring things with a measuring tape and counting the little ticks in between the inches and understanding fractions that way. That was a great thing, a great tool for me to learn fractions. Another way to think of this would be to imagine learning a sports play. So someone writes a diagram for a football play up on a blackboard or a whiteboard, or it's printed out for you on a sheet of paper, and you visualize how you're going to move, who needs to go where, the timing of it, and all of that. And then finally you get on the field and you start practicing that play. You walk through, you jog through, and finally you're running that play full speed. Yet the full wisdom of that play is not revealed until you actually run the play in a game and the play produces satisfactory results. So for football, a goal, a first down, positive yardage, a touchdown. If the play fails, the information that you spent time learning and taking in wasn't actually useful. But the play only becomes wisdom. It only becomes useful for that sport if it was a success. 7 years ago, the information I had heard over the years, I had known, I had believed, became practical wisdom in my life that I now live by with confidence today. My brother had died unexpectedly, and what I had been taught in church at home, that was information given to me, information that I took and that I listened to, it smashed into real life. The ideas, the concepts, the instructions finally met real life. And what was the result of that moment for my life? What did I learn? I learned very quickly that God is so faithful. He's more faithful than what I could have ever have imagined before that moment. And part of the legacy of my brother's life and even his death is an experience that proves joy, unspeakable, friendship, relationship with God. And that's one of the more stunning things that has come from that moment in my life. It was an experience that showed me that the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, was a very real thing. It wasn't just words. These are things that we hear, things that we read, and even things that we believe on a certain level. And yet, when the painful moment crashed into my life, the result was not a failing of that knowledge. It wasn't a broken play. It wasn't a concept that didn't work anymore, but it worked. It worked, and it gave me a burning confidence in God, and that God would do exactly what he has promised to do over and over again in Scripture. He will do good things for us, even in the worst moments. That's wisdom. That was the process. And I give thanks that my brother made it to heaven, and I miss him. And I will, every once in a while, I will shed a tear for him. Whenever Benjamin was born, it made me a little sad knowing that Benjamin would never get to meet my brother. But we do not mourn like those who do not have hope. The blessing and the good that came from the death of my brother, they are numerous. But this year, this moment, I just want to highlight this one blessing, that God is faithful, and that means everything. God is faithful, and that means everything. It turns words on a page into tools for a living. It takes information and turns it into wisdom to live by, to believe in, and to have joy for, to hold on to when everything is going wrong in your life, and especially right now, whatever political side of the spectrum you fall on. It is crazy right now in America, but God is faithful, and he is good. And he goes above and beyond those things, even the most troubling things, even the most hurtful and painful moments and things that we can go through. Take it from me, God will do what he said he will do. Have hope today. God will take care of you. God is faithful. Thanks, you guys. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.